Welcome back to another video on the MOD page where we're going to be talking about the NBA playoffs. This is the last game of today's slate of games that start on Saturday, April 20th. Shout out 420 if you celebrate. Shout out 420 if you know, you know. But hey, you got the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Denver Nuggets. This is a fun series. This is a fun series, because last year it ended in a sweep. It ended in a competitive sweep, though. I must admit that it ended in a very competitive sweep because you had the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic, just knocking down anything. Man, that was crazy, bro. Him and Jamal Murray, they was just chucking them things, boy, before the buzzer. Hey, hey, Nuggets couldn't miss. That it was a fun series, even though it was a sweep. It was a fun sweep, like I said. Nikola Jokic, I don't know what the answer is to him, but Darvin Ham, I don't know if it's Rui Hachimura. Okay, I understand the idea of putting Rui Hachimura as a body, and then Anthony Davis like in the Jaren Jackson role where he roams around and blocks him as a help side defender. But like, I don't know, man. You might have to cook up something else, dude. You just might, because this Nuggets team does not have someone you could sag off on the 3-point line like that, do they? In the starting lineup, for sure not. Besides Aaron Gordon, but Aaron Gordon, the way that he cuts off the basket, I mean, I guess you could put Anthony Davis on Aaron Gordon actually, and then just keep doing what you do. But if that's the best answer for Nikola Jokic, I guess that's the best answer for Nikola Jokic, and that's why he's the best player in the world. So we ain't got to talk about Jokic too much. Jamal Murray, on the other hand, though, he's just getting back healthy. He missed a couple games, but if Jamal Murray is averaging 25 points per game in the playoffs, like he is capable of, like we know Jamal Murray is in the playoffs, because this man becomes a superstar in the playoffs, man. We talk about playoff Jimmy. Playoff Jimmy ain't participating this year. We got playoff Murray this year. Playoff Jamal. Bubble Murray. Because this is the best two-man game in the NBA, and it's going to be very hard to stop. You got a three-level scorer next to another three-level scorer, and you got a good playmaker next to one of the greatest playmakers of all time. And it's kind of inverted because Nikola Jokic is the greatest playmaker. He's not the greatest playmaker of all time, but one of the greatest playmakers of all time. So it's going to be a very fun series to watch for the Denver Nuggets. We don't got to talk about these two too much because we know what they're capable of. Let's talk about their depth. We got Jamal Murray. He's going to start at point. KCP's at the two. He's a great defender and a 40% shooter. We got MPJ, who in the playoffs, he kind of ramped it up on defense last year. And one thing we know about him for sure is that he's a great shooter. Hey, passing wise, we don't know nothing about MPJ, but shooting wise, great. And you got Aaron Gordon, who's going to be the one non-spacer on the court with Nikola Jokic. And one thing about Aaron Gordon and Nikola Jokic, they have built an amazing chemistry throughout the years, where Aaron Gordon knows exactly when to cut. And if Aaron Gordon ever cuts as one of the most athletic dunkers of all time, Nikola Jokic knows how to get the ball to him. So that starting five works expeditiously well. And then when you have the bench lineup, the Denver Nuggets, they don't really run a deep bench. So they don't really run a deep bench, and they actually got depth pieces, because at backup center, they're going to run Aaron Gordon at the backup five, because Nikola Jokic, he's going to play most of the game. So whenever they have to run a backup center, it's going to be Aaron Gordon, and it's not going to be too long. He could hold his own because he's a great defender. You might put Christian Braun next to Aaron Gordon at the power forward, so you have more spacing. And then you put MPJ, Pope, and just let Murray cook on that bench unit. And then after that, when Aaron Gordon's coming back to sit, you put Jokic and Watson together, and you put Jamal Murray on the bench with maybe a couple Reggie Jackson playoff minutes, not too much, because Jamal Murray is going to play most of the game also. And then you put Christian Braun at like the shooting guard while you let KCP get his breather. So the Nuggets, they have a bunch of players that are going to be able to replenish like 5 to 10 minutes for their main guys, because even Justin Holiday, he's a fine defender, fine shooter. He could play a couple minutes. So this Nuggets team, man, is pretty nice. They got Jackson, that's one. Braun, that's two. Holiday, that's three. Watson, that's four. They got four pieces that they could go to in the bench. And if one of them ain't playing that well, they could just cut their minutes. So they could run 8 to 9 man rotation. That's a good rotation for the Denver Nuggets. Joker is him. Don't got to say too much about Jokic. Already talked about Jamal Murray. KCP and Aaron Gordon are great defenders. They are underrated defensively and kind of uplifted this Nuggets team so much last year. And I think they'll be able to do it again this year. Talked about the spacing. Peyton Watson, he's gonna be playing Christian Braun's role last year as the defender who is gonna be very much a spark plug off the bench for just straight defense. But the thing is, Christian Braun was also shooting, but Christian Braun's gonna be in Bruce Brown's role, who they lost in free agency, who Bruce Brown couldn't really shoot. But the only difference is Braun is a capable playmaker and he could shoot. So it's like they're not losing spacing for real. And Christian Braun is only getting better. And he brings more size to them. So he could run the 1 to 4. Honestly, Christian Braun could play small minutes at point guard if you really wanted him to. But you got playoff Reggie over there, small minutes for playoff Reggie. Not too much. You're gonna spot him some minutes. And two other guys I love to spot minutes for Zeke Naji. If you could get him in the rotation somehow, or get him prepared in case someone gets hurt, that's cool. Zeke Naji, he ain't been all that, but you got to keep fresh legs in case somebody gets hurt. And someone else I want to keep fresh legs on actually is Julian Strother, younger guy, amazing shooter. If you could get this guy a couple playoff minutes, not for this year, but for next year, because the Nuggets are going to be back in this position next year. So if you can get Julian Strother some playoff minutes, see how he shoots, and if he does great, keep him in the rotation. If he doesn't, just keep spotting him minutes for like 2-3 minutes a game, see what he does. Because in the NBA, you got to give these players chances, And if Julian Strother could knock down his shots this year, it'll be very promising for next year. Denver Nuggets, don't got too much to say about them. We straightforward to the point with the Denver Nuggets. We all know about the Denver Nuggets. The team that we got a lot of questions to answer about is the Los Angeles Lakers. We got the first person is LeBron James. Lakers fans, this is your best chance against the Nuggets. First round, LeBron James is 39 years old, so throughout the playoffs, he's going to get tired and tireder every round, So if he could get the Nuggets out immediately, that's your best chance. Is it a good chance? I'm not going to bet on it. I got the Denver Nuggets in 6. But can the Lakers do it? I mean, everyone could beat their opponent. The Miami Heat could beat the Celtics, if they score more points. I doubt it. I doubt it, but hey, you could do anything that you put your mind to, right? Right? So LeBron James, like I said, this is going to be the most energy he has this whole playoff series, and we're going to go over my notes for the Lakers. D'Lo's role on this team is going to be nice to see because I'm scared about the Lakers bench, and it's almost like I want Gabe Vincent to start so D'Angelo Russell could carry the bench and LeBron James could play point forward to the fullest, But D'Angelo Russell has been so good that moving him to the bench is like contradicting. But at the same time, I would move him to the bench so he could play more minutes. That type thing. Like, I will move him to the bench so whenever LeBron is sitting, he gets playing time no matter what. And he will also play great next to LeBron because D'Lo's been shooting lights out. Like, I want him to be Manu Ginobili. That's what I'm saying. I want him to be Manu Ginobili and Gabe Vincent to be Danny Green. We know who's better. We don't have to fight about that. But off the bench, they need so much help that they might need to put their third best player on the team on the bench, because their bench is that questionable to me. You got Gabe Vincent, who's going to be we're going to need him to hustle and knock down his shots. I think that Gabe Vincent is capable of that. And as a Heat fan, I know that every regular season, that's how he looks, man. In the regular season, Gabe be doing nothing. But as soon as the playoffs start, he becomes a starting point guard in the NBA. So I'll keep an eye out for Gabe Vincent game 1 and 2 and see how D'Angelo Russell's playing defense on Jamal Murray, because Gabe Vincent could come in and play defense on Jamal Murray, and then whenever Jamal Murray sits, that's when you start the Russell minutes and just let him cook on for the rest of the game. because Russell's amazing. Russell's been amazing, and I don't want that to be a question for anybody listening to this. Um, Torian Prince off the bench, he can knock down his shots, play amazing. And at the backup center, I want LeBron James because, like we said, Aaron Gordon is going to be playing a lot of the backup five for the Denver Nuggets whenever Nikola Jokic is sitting. So I want to match Anthony Davis's minutes, and I want to match Aaron Gordon's minutes with LeBron. Aaron Gordon is going to be a tough task for LeBron to score on, but LeBron's going to win the matchup. LeBron should win the matchup. LeBron's the better player. And when you have Aaron Gordon at backup center, it allows the team for Jackson Hayes, who I understand he's hustle, he's a spark plug, all that. He could get minutes too. Like I didn't even put him in for spot minutes. He could have an actual role on this team. But when Aaron Gordon is at backup center, I would like if LeBron James could play center too. You start LeBron at small forward, and LeBron is so versatile. You can move him anywhere, you know. But him at backup center against Aaron Gordon is a real good matchup in my opinion. Austin Reeves is going to be asked to score a lot because they don't have that. They don't have as many creators as shot creators that could actually shoot. Anthony Davis isn't really that capable of shooting anymore, but hey, when it's him getting to the basket, he's amazing at that. So if Austin Reeves could step up for that, that would be a very nice thing for the Lakers. Spencer Dinwiddie got to stop ball hogging though, man. This looks so nasty, man. You might have to cut Spencer Dinwiddie minutes in this series if he keeps doing that, bro. This is selfish, man. I can't watch that sometimes, dude. Holy. Um, yeah, Anthony Davis, his back spasms in the last game of the season kind of scared me, to be honest. I wonder how he's gonna look this series, but he looked good. He didn't look like it was bothering him too much, so Anthony Davis should be fine. But it's just something to look out for, you know, because it happened in the last game of the season. Spot minutes for Max Christie. Actually, I lied to y'all, and y'all are looking at it. I did put Jackson Hayes in spot minutes. I said I didn't even put him in spot minutes. I literally did. Yeah, Max Christie, though, another guy spot minutes for. You know, ain't like thing is this rotation is so depleted with injury. Like I didn't realize Jared Vanderbilt is still out. Like I realized, but like I thought this man would come back at some point. Cam Reddish too. So like, ugh, man, that's very unfortunate. But another thing that's unfortunate is how long it took Darvin Ham to use the starting lineup that made the Western Conference Finals last year. He was almost forced to use the lineup that made the Western Conference Finals last year because of injuries, which is a red flag that your coach just totally gave up on this lineup, which has been the best lineup for the Lakers this year in the beginning of the season. Like the Lakers wouldn't have even been in this position where they had to face the Denver Nuggets in the first round if he was just starting Russell, Reeves, LeBron, Rui, and AD from the jump. I understand Rui was hurt for a little bit, and you just plug in Prince right there, but he just kept moving stuff, man. I put D'Lo on the bench, put Reeves on the bench. He was just doing stuff to do it. They didn't know why, you know, like Darvin Ham gotta go. I'm not gonna lie, he gotta go. I'm surprised they finished the season off with him because, dude, he's been hurting this team. And Anthony Davis, dude, you gotta knock down some of your shots. And this man just be shooting because he open, man. Anthony Davis jumper got zapped, man. He used to be able to knock them down. And I remember when AD first came to the Lakers, that was the big piece about it. We were like, oh man, LeBron has someone who can space the court and play defense. AD, he's still an amazing player though. Don't get me wrong. He's in the conversation for the best defender in the NBA, and he's in the conversation for the best rebounder. He's an amazing scorer, one of the best post scorers. So that, like, trust me, AD's a top 10 to 15 player. So it's cool. It's cool, but I wish he could knock down his jumpers more. And he's gonna be asked to do a task that everyone in the NBA has been struggling with, and it's to guard the choker, man. I wonder how AD could do with it because AD is one of those guys who's capable of causing him the most problems. It's just what scheme should the Lakers do to slow down Jokic? Hey, I'm just a guy who talks basketball on YouTube. I don't know how to stop Nikola Jokic, okay? I don't know how to, okay? I don't think no one knows how to, and it's just a thing where you just have to focus on Jamal Murray at this point. You got to make sure Jamal Murray doesn't score 25 points. I think that's how you stop Jokic. Stop Jamal Murray. But yeah, I got the Denver Nuggets in 6. Not too much to talk about with this series, man. backup LeBron James minutes. You rotate Jamal Murray and Jokic on the Denver Nuggets side. You match AD and Joker's minutes, and the Lakers pray that their players knock down their shots. The only way they go in if they are hot from the 3-point line, because the Denver Nuggets, they got a lot of length on them. They got good defenders with Braun and Watson coming off on the bench, and Holiday to complement the likes of MPJ and Jamal Murray, who don't start them off with the game that hard on defense. So the Nuggets, man, I'm gonna say it right now. I probably got them making the finals again this year. I probably got them repeating again. In the past 5 years, there's been 5 different champions. So it would be cool if the Denver Nuggets could end that streak. And if the Denver Nuggets end that streak, I got a question. Is this Denver Nuggets team better or worse than the Kobe Bryant Lakers team that beat the Celtics? If you are here to ask, if you are at the end of the video and heard me ask that question, leave a comment down below on what you think. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. May God bless and have a nice day. Make sure that you watch the other one of these playoff predictions if you like this series. I'm gonna drop a couple more of these tomorrow or later tonight for the next slate of games. And yeah, we about got everything. There's probably like 2 series I'm missing. Can't think of it off the top of my dome. Oh, the Celtics Heat, because that one just came up in the Thunder Kings. So after that, I think I got everything else, unless I'm missing one. But yeah, I'll figure it out. Have a nice day and God bless.